Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very exciting video for you guys. For those of you who do or do not know, yes, I got a new piercing, and as you can tell by the title, this is going to be talking about my new Rook piercing. I got it in my left ear, and I'm going to be basically talking about my experience with it, the pain, how I've been, taking care of it, sleeping, all that sort of stuff, because ear piercings, especially if you do follow me on a lot of my social media, ear piercings do not usually go very well with me, yet I keep getting them. I will never understand why. Like, the addiction is real, I swear to God. So what I mean by that is every time I get an ear piercing, my ear just gets really pissed off at me, and it never heals right. I mean, it heals, but it just takes a very long time, and that entire time it's just absolute hell. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about my Rook piercing today. If you do not know what the Rook piercing is, it is basically that piece of cartilage right above where your date is. I will show you an up-close view of mine in a second, but it's basically up there. I don't know if that makes sense at all. Maybe you can see it from there, but it's basically like this part of your cartilage. So it is kind of like an inner cartilage type piercing in the ear. I think they are very, very flattering, and I have been playing with the idea of wanting to get a new ear piercing for a while, and I asked you guys what I should get. Should I get my snug? Should I get my Rook? Should I get my conch? Should I get another forward helix? So I've just been kind of playing around with the idea of that. If you guys are unaware, I had just gotten over a really, really bad date piercing infection, which I did do a video on. I will have everything linked up in the corner for you guys if you would like to click on it. If you are on mobile, you can click on those as well, just a heads up. But so I did just recently get over a really bad date piercing infection, and that was just god awful. And I tweeted, I remember, if I ever get another ear piercing, feel free to slap me. Well, I imagine there's going to be a line of people wanting to slap me now because I did get another ear piercing. So I got my Rook piercing on October 8th, which was a Saturday, and today is the 14th, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I've had mine for 6 days now. It is 6 days old, very, very new, very, very fresh. So you guys are going to be seeing it really, really new. It has not had a chance to fully heal, obviously. It will probably take a good maybe year. If I'm going off my experience with ear piercings, it'll probably take a good year to fully heal. Basically, one of the tattoo shops that I go to, I do go to Wealthy Street Tattoo, but I also go to Lightning Revival Tattoo in Byron Center. Those are like the two shops that I use. Well, they were having like a fall flash day where you could get like a little Halloween tattoo, and piercings were also $10 off. I went and got a new tattoo. I'll go ahead and show you. So here's the new tattoo that I got. Obviously it was Flash Day, so it's a flash tattoo. I got a flash tattoo of Frankenstein's monster right here on my wrist, and I also got Jackal's name redone. So, kind of an awkward angle, sorry, but that's the new tattoo that I got. I was about to leave and I had decided that I wanted a piercing as well, and I was pretty sure I decided on the Rook piercing, but as you guys know, I have 2 forward helixes on this ear, and then I also have a date piercing on this ear. So I didn't know if I even had enough room for a Rook piercing because it is so in there, That's why this ear kind of looks cluttered. And I asked the piercer, I said, which ear would fit a Rook piercing, and she said that this one would be a good fit for it, so this is the ear that I got it on, obviously. So when I decided to get it, obviously, she asked me if I had any questions, things like that, and she laid me down on the table with my head turned. She marked it, cleaned it, all that standard good stuff, and then she basically told me the size, the gauge of the jewelry, and just how, I'm gonna take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, it'll be done, blah, blah, blah. So basically it was, I forget the length, fuck, so 3/8, I think, maybe, I'm not really sure, fuck, I forgot, 3/8 maybe is the length, and then it is a 16 gauge curved barbell. I remember when I did post a picture of it, so many people were confused as to why I got it done with a straight barbell rather than a curved. It is a curved barbell, very much so. I saw the jewelry, my piercer told me it was curved, so there is a curved barbell in there. Just the angle that you see it at, it doesn't look curved, but I promise it's in my ear. I see it more than you do. It is curved. When it came time to pierce it, obviously I was very nervous. I still get very nervous when it comes to piercings. I mean, I have a ton of them. I have my nipple pierced, for fuck's sake. Like, but every time like ear piercings, I just get really, really nervous. So when it came time to pierce it, I got really kind of nervous, and she basically said, all right, take a deep breath in, took a deep breath in, and then I blew out as she was piercing it. Now, as far as pain goes, because a lot of people are going to ask about pain, obviously, because some of you might be interested in this piercing, it didn't really hurt too bad. What I felt is a lot of burning and pressure. Like, it felt more of like a burn more than a pain. I don't know why that is. It is very, very thick cartilage. It did take a minute to, you know, get the needle fully through because it is so thick, you know what I mean? Some people may say that it hurt like hell. Some people may say that, you know, it didn't really hurt. So everyone is different, so don't just take what I say and go with it. You know, you really got to just do it for yourself because everybody's, you know, pain tolerances and things like that, they're all going to be different. So on a scale of 1 to 10, if I had to say, I would say maybe a 6 out of 10 as far as pain. As far as like uncomfortableness of getting it pierced, probably like an 8 out of 10 just because I felt more of a burn than anything, you know what I mean? So that's just what my experience was with it. Then she put the jewelry in, you know, put the ball on, cleaned me up, good to go. I didn't bleed too much, which is also very shocking. And this is the second time I've gone to this piercer. This is the piercer who also pierced my nipple for me. And I always told her, I said, okay, I'm just gonna warn you, I'm a bleeder, I'm gonna bleed a lot. And every time she has pierced me, like, I don't bleed with her. It's amazing. So there wasn't too much blood loss, which is weird because, you know, even when I got my nose pierced a long time ago, like, it was just gushing blood. Yeah, it didn't really bleed too much after it was done. She basically, oh, do you have any questions? No. And I went on with my day. So now I'm going to be talking about how the first 6 days has been going. And in the most blunt way I can say this is, holy fuck, ow. My ear has been in such immense amounts of pain, you don't even know. Like, after she pierced it or whatever, that first night, it was fine. Like, I mean, obviously it was sore, but it wasn't like, ugh, like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck. So yeah, it wasn't like that at all. And then maybe around the 3rd day is when my ear really started to hurt. I mean, you can probably see it from there. My ear is quite red, you know, just from having the piercing there. And I wish you guys could feel the whole back part of my ear right here feels like I have cauliflower ear. Like, it's so swollen back here, like the back of my ear is just flush, you know what I mean? Like, you know how sometimes on the back of your ear you have like little creases and stuff? No, like, the whole back of my ear is just like swollen, and just doing this kills. And like, oh my god, it hurts so bad. I don't think I've ever had a piercing, let me think really quick. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a piercing that has hurt so bad in the first week. My Rook piercing is kicking my ass. I'm not sleeping very well. You know, I'm icing it. Like, icing it has been like my best friend the last 6 days because it literally, like, my ear has a heartbeat. Like, my ear is like every single night. And I also noticed that too, is during the day the pain is manageable as long as I'm not touching it or anything. But as soon as like nighttime rolls around, the pain is 50 times worse. And I kind of asked you guys on Twitter, like, what's the deal about that? Like, why does it hurt so much more at night? And people said it's because all day your body's working and trying to heal it, and then at night it kind of gives out. That's when you feel the most pain. I don't really know if that's true or not, but definitely at night is when I am in the most excruciating pain. And even all day yesterday, I was in excruciating pain. What I've been doing for the pain is I've been taking 800 milligram ibuprofens, not 200 milligrams, not 400, 800 milligrams of ibuprofen to manage the pain because it hurts so fucking bad. See what I mean by slap me every time I get a new ear piercing? Just, come on. I can take it. Slap me. I need it. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Cleaning. How have I been cleaning it? For the most part, I have only been cleaning it once a day. The reason for that is because it fucking hurts. I don't want to move it around. I don't want to touch it. I just kind of want to let it be. So I have been cleaning it only about once a day. And for me right now, that's okay. I am going to try to, especially after the first week, hopefully it starts to feel better within the next 2 weeks. I can start cleaning it, you know, 1 to 2 times a day. That's where I will feel more comfortable personally cleaning it. And I've been going back and forth with sea salt solution and hydrogen peroxide. And then when I am in the shower, I do rinse it and then clean with antibacterial soap. But as far as when I'm not in the shower, hydrogen peroxide and my non-iodized sea salt. So definitely don't use hydrogen peroxide on a regular basis because that's just not good for your piercings. But when I don't, you know, if I'm going to work and I don't have time to like mix my sea salt, I will just put a little bit of hydrogen peroxide on it. Don't take that as piercing advice. That's just what I'm doing for my piercing. So that's that. And definitely the bar is quite long, thank God, because the swelling is just out of this world. I'm really looking forward to the swelling to go down because the back of my ear is like scary. Like every time I touch it, I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like a wrestler, like, you know, like the cauliflower ear, you know what I'm talking about? So yeah, that's basically how it's been going, just extremely painful. I know some people told me on Twitter that when they got their Rook done, they had the same thing, like theirs was extremely painful. Other people said that, you know, they didn't feel it at all for the first 2 months, blah, blah, blah. But for me personally, my Rook piercing has just been very painful. Okay, so that's how the first week has been going. That was my experience getting it pierced. Will your experience be the same? Definitely not. You know, it is different for everybody. Like, I don't hate it, because I mean, I don't hate it, but when people say, oh, on a pain scale, what was it for you? And I'll tell them, but then I'm like, but hold up, girlfriend, like, just keep in mind that it may not be the same for you, okay? It may hurt more, it may hurt less, you know, you never know. So if you are really that interested and that curious about getting a certain piercing, it's best to go see a piercer, get it done for yourself, that way you could experience it for yourself, because, you know, I don't want to tell people, oh yeah, my tongue piercing didn't hurt, and have them go and get it and be like, holy fuck, this hurts, you know what I mean? So yeah, just kind of experience it for yourself and see what works for you when you personally get the piercing. Now I'm going to show you what the actual piercing looks like. I do know for a fact there is a little bit of dried blood on the bottom, so if you don't like blood and you're not into that sort of thing, then, you know, look away. But for those of you who like piercings like myself, I will go ahead and show you, blood and all. As far as today, I have just rinsed it. I have not fully cleaned it. I just rinsed it off and dried it. And also it is kind of hard to see because I do have 2 CBRs in my forward helix piercings right now, so we just kind of have to maneuver around that, you know what I mean? So, okay, I will zoom you in. So here is what my Rook piercing looks like. It is this barbell on the inner part of my ear right here. I'm just touching it there. So yeah, that is what it is looking like 6 days later. There is a little bit of blood there, and it's pretty tucked away in there. So as you can see, it is very difficult to try to clean, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I think it is really cute. I think when I do change out my forward helix jewelry, I think you'll be able to see it a lot more and have it look extra cute. But yeah, that is what the Rook piercing is. It's just that piece tucked in your ear, and as you can see, I'm very red and very swollen as well. Give you guys a little bit more of a view there. Okay everyone, so that is everything for my Rook piercing experience slash first week kind of update. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. I will do an all about my ear piercings and talk about each one individually. I'll do an updated one of that. But yeah, that's everything that I have for today. Let me know in the comments what you think of it and what your experience was if you have your Rook pierced. But until then, I will see you guys very soon in my next video. I love you guys. Bye!